believe we're live. I think we're live. There we go. It says on YouTube we're live. Oh, I should have edited that. What's up, guys? So this is Broken Controllers episode 9. I got a few things to talk about today. I got a lot of ground to cover. Basically, there's going to be a lot of changes for the show. I'm going to really start putting my best foot forward for videos and reviews, stuff like that. And basically, that this episode is going to be an extension of that. It's the E3 predictions is what we're going to be going over a little bit today, as well as the news. I'm joined by my co-host here, Irish1620. What's up, man?
What up, what up?
All right, guys. Like I said, we got a lot of ground to cover. First and foremost, I just want to apologize. I am getting a little bit of a cold, so if my voice cuts out or you hear me coughing, I apologize for that. But unfortunately, it's can't really control getting sick too much. Like I said, we're going to be working on E3 predictions today. Bioware goes dead quiet for Anthem. Cole, could they already be dead in the water? Final Fantasy VII Remake is not exclusive, and a new handheld console is landing. Big changes coming to the show. We already explained that. So let's jump right into it here, Irish. What have you been playing this week?
Well, as far as console play, I've been still working on Devil May Cry. I love the crap out of this game. Can't get enough. So much replay value.
Yeah, I actually got your stream up here on this end.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm just sitting here at the customization screen.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet, dude. That game looks incredible, dude.
And frick, this right here, I can't wait. I don't know what it is, but it looks awesome. It's got to be good, right? 300,000.
What is it exactly?
Yeah, 300. No, my bad. 3 million. There's an extra zero on there I missed. EX Provocation. Special taunt given only to those who paid a heavy price. Increases stylish rank more than a normal taunt. So I'm guessing it like increases your freaking your EX bar, or your stylish rank. You know, a full rank maybe from dropping a taunt. I don't know. I mean, a full rank would be pretty sick, but
yeah.
And to discover. There we go.
So, I mean, as far as like, oh my gosh, that is expensive. I just came up on your stream. That's crazy. Yeah, that's that's spendy.
3 million, man.
It is showing a little bit of lag, but that's all right. A little bit of system lag. Just sharing the stream out here real quick. What else are you playing this week?
As far as mobile, I've been playing around with WWE. It was, God, I can't even remember the name of the darn thing, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. We'll run into that.
It was like a match 3 game. I don't know. It wasn't the greatest.
We'll have to go into that in a mobile minute. You have to describe that a little bit more.
Definitely. It's burned in my memory.
It's burned in my memory. Almost done sharing this here.
I'm down to the last couple.
I'll have to comment some tags later on Twitter. If you want to share this out and tag it. Anyway. Make sure the volume's good. Okay, good. We're good on volume. Alright, so I played a few things this week. I played a lot of Cuphead. Cuphead is, I mean, so here's the thing. I loved the game starting out. A lot of the run and gun levels are really, really fun. Like, you have a good selection of powers and abilities that allow you to get through these run and gun levels. Here's where the problem lies. You get to Island 2. you start working through Island 2 and you realize, okay, these bosses are, like, they're ramping up the difficulty, like, a lot. You know what I mean? And, like, I'm not gonna lie. Excuse me. I'm not gonna lie, like, these bosses are getting tough. Like, and I'm pretty good at platformers. Like, I'm not gonna go out and go off and say, like, I'm the best, you know, platformer ever. But, like, that was a big part of my childhood. That's what I played. You know what I mean? And this
Yeah.
basically, this whole game is one big boss rush. So, the problem with Cuphead, is the fact that they're taking this, like, this platform property, you know what I mean, and they're taking the difficulty and they're turning it way up. Like, you know, you think back to the old platformers like Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario Brothers, you know, and those platformers weren't, like, really, really tough until the final world. Well, you only have 4 islands that you have to get through, you know what I mean? So in that respect, the difficulty spike in Cuphead relative to Mario Brothers is a whole different ballgame. Like,
Yeah.
and that's where Cuphead's problem lies. Like, that's the problem that I personally have with Cuphead, because I really like the game. I enjoy the game. But when I'm stuck and I can't make any progress, it's really frustrating. Like, you know, and the boss
Yeah, it
battles,
really
like,
is.
I was listening to that video game podcast, great podcast if you guys want to check that out, there's that. But anyway, I was listening to them, and he said, you know, one of the things was, uh, uh, he didn't like that the boss battles were getting longer. And I actually thought about that, and I was like, yeah, you know what? That actually is what they're doing with that difficulty spike. You know, they're making these boss battles longer. They're not really ramping up the difficulty by throwing more things at you, but they want you to play flawless for for a greater amount of time. So, and that's the problem with Cuphead. Like, I'm enjoying it a lot less now that the bosses are a lot tougher. And that's not to say that I'm bad at the game. It's just to say that they could have done something different to make the game better. You know. Um, I played a little bit of a game called Sonic Mania. I actually
Ooh,
have some
you got to
gameplay
play
of
it?
that. Yeah. I have it on my Switch. Now, couple quick things about this game.
Does that
What's that?
does that burn you a little bit that they're putting it on the PS Plus for free?
No, actually, I got it on the Switch, and I'm not mad about my purchase at all, really. Like, because here's the thing, like, Sonic Mania. Here's what it essentially is. What it essentially is, and, like, you can see it here, like, he's supersonic or whatever. Like, what it essentially is, it's a callback to the older games. So when you start out in this game, the very first thing you do is you're on. So, all right, let's not get ahead of myself. So you can be 4 different characters in this game. There's no, you can be 5. 5 different variants, I should say. There's Sonic, there's Tails, there's Knuckles, there's some other weird echidna looking thing, and there's this gold guy who I don't know who he is either. I haven't gotten a whole lot of time on this game. Basically, I've
Ooh.
only played as Sonic. You can also play as Sonic and Tails, just like the old Mario or Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So when you start out in this game, this guy, man, it's ridiculous. When you start out in this game, you start out and you're on Tails's plane from Super Mario Brothers, or from Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Why do I keep saying that? Dang it. Anyway, you're on Tails' plane from Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and basically you go through the same scene, except for he jumps off on land and starts running. Well, when he runs forward, there's a bunch of Robotniks, like, but they're actual robots. So that's, like, where the kicker is, right? the actual robots. Well, they actually obtain a Chaos Emerald and start messing with time. So this game is a callback to the older games. I really thought this was cool because for me personally, like, oh, and here's the other thing, like, on every single stage there's a boss battle, and like you're seeing that here. I don't know if he's on stage 1 or 2, but on every single stage there's a boss battle, right? And I'm gonna stream some of this. I just got to figure out how to get my capture card to work with it. But anyway, the boss battles are actually pretty tough. Like the first boss that I fought in that game, it actually got me. It wasn't the old boss, the old Eggman that had the machine. It actually had a different boss for the level. So the levels actually have a different boss, but the levels are the same layout as the older games. So like, you have Green Hill Zone. The whole level is the same all the way through, and then you get a boss battle. And then Act 2, the whole level for Act 2 is essentially the same. There's some small differences that I noticed, but the whole level for Act 2 is, or for Part 2 is the same. And like you get a different boss battle at the end. So like the callback to the actual levels is cool, and like the graphics that they gave this game, like they made it like I love this game, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. I love this game.
I can't wait.
Like,
it needs to hurry up and just come out on PS Plus already.
Yeah,
it's already June. Dang it! Come on.
I understand
Sony.
that they're making it free, and people can take that however they want. This game is fun. I don't care.
You can't take it. It's gonna give you that old throwback to the old freaking what is that, the Game Gear.
Yeah, well, I mean, aside from that too, like this is the original Sonic the Hedgehog, or this is Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
You're not gonna have the same nostalgia of playing it on the big screen as you would be walking around being able to play it wherever, whenever.
Yeah, well, I mean, and like my thing is like for this game, like when I first like saw this game, like. Or when I first when I first saw this game, I was like, I want to pick it up, right? So because like the game itself like looks incredible, and like I actually got it because what the girl described to me. She's like, you can actually like make your own Sonic the Hedgehog character, and you can help Sonic out, and blah blah blah. This is not that at all. But what's cool about this is I wanted to go back like a couple weeks ago, like not even a couple weeks ago, like a couple days ago. I wanted to go back and play the old Sonic the Hedgehogs. Well, I neglected to turn them on. I was just like, whatever, I'm just going to watch The Flash. So I neglected to turn them on. And then I went and picked up this game, and it's a throwback to the old games with newer content. The game is actually called Sonic Mania Plus, I guess.
Oh, see, yeah, we're only getting Sonic Mania. We're not getting Mania Plus.
Right. So there's that at least, I guess. But like I can't say enough about this game, dude. Like the way that they designed this game was, they just did an incredible job. I can't like it's really good. It's really really good. Moving right along. Okay.
No.
I played Mortal Kombat 11. They're actually getting a update for the Shang Tsung trailer. Do we want to let people check that out real quick? It's about 2 minutes and 46 seconds. All right, cool.
Definitely.
We'll have volume on for this, so you guys, here it is. If you're watching the YouTube version of this, we'll get this going here. This is the trailer, so we'll be quiet while this is going.
I will torment you for eternity.
Do your worst, Shang Tsung.
And now a taste of things to come.
Fight!
The trailer actually looks pretty sick.
I bet, man. That's one of my favorite characters right there.
Yeah, Shang Tsung's really cool. That's one of my favorite characters. But this is a trailer that was released by NetherRealm.
Your soul is mine.
It looks like they stayed true to the lore too. Of Shang Tsung.
Nice.
Wow, he even has the X-rays, dude. Oh, and then he changes to different characters? What? What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, I didn't see that,
Just
dude.
like, he doesn't just change style, he actually changes character completely.
Wow, dude. That is impressive. Wow. He transformed into Goro, or
Fatality.
I don't even know
Shang
what that guy is. I can't remember.
wins.
But there it is. There's the trailer. There's a little bit more left here. I
Your
guess
soul
we'll.
is mine.
Your soul. So there it is. Alright, so there it is. That's the trailer that was released by NetherRealm for the Mortal Kombat DLC Combat Pack 1. They said that they have 4 different combat, or maybe it was 3. It was either 3 or 4. They're going to release 9 additional characters over the course of the next couple years. Ash versus the Evil Dead, or Ash from Ash versus the Evil Dead, Terminator,
Oh.
Shang Tsung, Sindo maybe. There was a couple of them. There was like 9 of them. So each combat pack is going to be associated with 3 different characters. So that's where that's at. Like I'm actually really looking forward to that. I did play a little bit of this. I played a little bit of Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. There is, hold on, let me count them. There's 12 games on this one little cartridge here. Irish and I actually wanted to give you guys a chance to win this. So if you guys want to win this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then leave a comment down in the comment section below with your name and your favorite game. And that'll put you in the drawing. If we draw your name, then we'll obviously reach out to you via Facebook or Twitter. If you don't have one of those, we'll go ahead and reach out to you through the video comments and get your email address so that we can get your address to send us off. But it's Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, Collector's Edition for the Switch. So like I said, if you guys want to win that, like, subscribe to the channel, or subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then which is this BTG Inferno. Just subscribe to this, and then we're working on a Broken Controllers YouTube channel, which is one of the things that, like I said, big changes coming to the show. Really going to crack down on that kind of stuff as far as my part goes. But like my channel, subscribe to the channel, and then leave your comment with a name and your favorite game, and I will reach out to you and get this sent off to you. So, perfect opportunity if you guys want to win that. But it's Street Fighter. It's exactly what you'd expect. It's Street Fighter 1 and 2, and it has Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fight, or Hyper Battle. There's a lot of different Street Fighter titles in there. So it's fun. I mean, I really didn't get far enough into it. I don't think there's an online mode. I really don't know. I didn't really play a whole lot. I only played a couple rounds in arcade mode called it good. It's what you'd expect. It's Street Fighter.
I love Street Fighter, man. I've been playing all of those since way back in the day.
Yep.
Street Fighter, Virtual Fighter, all of it.
Super Nintendo, dude. Super Nintendo. Like, no shit, dude. Like, it is really good. But I also picked up Steam Dig World 2, or Steam World Dig 2. Oh man, that's gonna drive me nuts. Let me grab the case real quick. It's Steam World Dig 2. I haven't got to play this game yet. I've heard good things. I mean, what else is there really to say about the game? So I can't really talk about that. Next week I'll have a lot to talk about. So lots of games to talk about next week, as well as, you know, finishing out this week's games. Played a little bit of Gears of War. Gears of War 4 multiplayer. The campaign's really tough. I was trying to beat it on the same. I essentially gave up at the point where the cog attacks the outpost, and like the cog's the bad guy in 4 kind of ish. Like, you just gotta play it. Anyway, it's multiplayer. It's fun. I guess there's really not a whole lot to say there, except for the game. It looks really good. 60 FPS. They have a 4K patch that they put out for it, so can't complain there, right? So, if you have a 4K TV,
4K, I'm not sure if you heard, but they just went and ray traced. Was it Quake 2?
Oh, really? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'll have to check that out. Is that on Steam? Is that one of those free ones?
I don't know if it's out yet. I know I was seeing some news heads about them ray tracing, and it's supposed to look just phenomenal with the new RTX cards.
Right. Yeah, the Radeons.
Yeah.
So, oh, here's some Cuphead gameplay that I forgot to put on. That's right, I should do that. So you guys know what Cuphead looks like. This is Cuphead. Like I said last week, it's a pretty innocent little game. It is what it is. Oh, this is a streamer. Never mind. I don't want to show this. Never mind. I should have looked closer at the video before showing that. But, streamer, we appreciate you showing your 10 seconds of your video here. So, whatever. Free advertising, right? Whatever.
Right?
I shouldn't have showed that.
Call it a shout out. Call it good.
Shout out. There you go. Shout out. How's Cuphead, though? Really great game. Moving on. Mobile Minute. So, this was you this week, Irish. Go ahead and talk about what you played.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you're into, you know, match 3 games, it's not too bad on that front. But I've never really been a big fan of WWE, WWF, any of the wrestling garbage. I mean, to me, it's no different than a soap opera.
That's exactly what it is, too. And I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm sorry if I do.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
like, there's people out there, that's their thing. And, you know, if it's your thing, then you probably would like it. But
right. I'm going to put on more of your
I can't get into... Oh, dude, I've been pulling triple S's left and right. Probably won't pull one now that you're watching me, though.
Yeah, we have it up on the channel now. It's going on YouTube. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry I interrupted.
Yeah, I mean, really, ultimately, it wasn't bad as far as, you know, a match 3 Jam, style game goes, I can't get into the whole wrestling thing. I was doing it for the Blast app for $2.50,
Yeah.
and that's about all it was worth. I mean, honestly, like I feel like I should have probably got more money for that,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I got it done, got it over with, uninstalled it, on to the next. I did, however, go and start trying to play Dragon Ball Legends. I've got a bunch of stuff built up pretty high on that level of thousands, like a whole list of level of thousands. But they just dropped their latest update for their battle system, and alongside the 1 year anniversary, so they're just dropping all kinds of freaking stuff right now for it. So like I think it was 30 million zenny is what they dropped me right there out the gates for day one.
Oh wow.
Of the event. Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, if you're not into the game currently, now's a good time to get into it.
What's that game
if you
called?
like Dragon Ball Legends for mobile.
Dragon Ball Legends. That's the card game, right?
No.
No.
It's like it's you can't really fight like you can on the console version.
Right.
It's a swipe left, swipe right, tap to attack, press and hold to use other thing, charge your key. It's a pretty simple version of the actual like fight style. It's fun. You get some really cool characters, like every character from within the universe, the Dragon Ball universe, you can get up to date.
That's
and
pretty cool, dude.
They've been releasing additions to the story as they go further in the show.
That's cool.
So as they release new episodes, every few episodes they release new content to the game. And get the game caught up with the show. It's pretty legit, and like I said, they're doing the 1 year anniversary right now, so there is tons of event rewards to be gotten.
Right. For sure. So I'll have to check that out. That's your mobile minute for this week, and
Yes, sir.
We're gonna actually skip new releases, and we're actually just gonna do the PS Plus free games this month. So go ahead and do that, Irish.
Well, this month, hopefully tomorrow. I can't guarantee. I've been seeing some sources were saying the 3rd, some sources were saying the 4th. But this month we're looking at the Borderlands Handsome collection, as well as Sonic Mania.
Yeah. That's
and
something.
I don't know if you know about the Handsome collection, but that comes with
2 games.
Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel.
Right. If you're gonna sign up for PlayStation Plus, this month's the month to do it. So go play Sonic Mania.
Apparently, Xbox fans were a little burnt because they got a little shafted on this month as far as their games go.
They're not.
And we got freaking Borderlands Handsome collection and Sonic Mania. So Xbox fans, from what I was reading, is pretty burnt.
Yeah.
At least.
I'm not really a fanboy of any kind of. If I had to choose one, I'd prefer Xbox over PlayStation personally. But and that's just because of the infrastructure that they have their OS. But yeah, the games selection for free games this month is not great. So yeah, something to keep in mind at least. I mean, if you're gonna join PlayStation Plus, maybe do it this month when those new games drop. Maybe keep an eye on that. I know I'm probably gonna go get a 1 month membership or something just to cop those games real quick so that I can play them. I mean, they're good. Why not?
Heck yeah.
I mean, I have Sonic Mania. I mean, Sonic Mania is whatever. I have Sonic Mania Plus on the Switch, which is the better way to play it. But if I'm gonna go download the Handsome Jack collection and use Borderlands and use the membership, I might as well download Sonic Mania too.
Yep. And you figure that's a pretty sizable download. You know, that's a decent size of the content and all of the freaking DLC, not just the games, but all of the DLC
Yeah,
for
because
each one of the
it
games.
comes with all the Borderlands and pre-sequel DLC. Yep.
You know, so I mean that's a lot of content, and you figure you get it. Well, you got PlayStation Plus, you've got it. Like you don't even have to download it. You just fucking add it to your catalog as it would be your
account,
library.
and then you can go download it whenever.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's what I'm saying. So be
there's a
looking
few
for
games
that.
in the past that I've missed. And I freaking forgot to download them during the month because my buddy that I was game sharing with downloaded them, and I ended up getting them that way. And then I didn't end up being able to freaking re-download them when
Right.
you know I wasn't
Right.
game sharing with him anymore.
Right. I'm sorry, dude. That's
Sad days. Sad days.
But anyway, moving forward, we're going to do the industry news now. I actually intentionally went a little bit light on the news. We do have 4 stories. I added one, actually, Irish. So,
Dum,
so I didn't send you a screenshot of that, but it was worth adding. Headline this week, going into news, Final Fantasy VII Remake will not be exclusive. There was an article printed. I can't remember exactly where, and I'm sorry. I can't give credit where credit's due. I'm usually pretty good about that. But I saw it on Google. Excuse me. Sources say that Final Fantasy VII Remake will be available for Xbox One and in concurrence with PlayStation copy. Are you a Final Fantasy fan, Irish?
Oh yeah, always been.
Yeah.
One all the way to now.
I read an article saying that fans were upset that they weren't able to keep the exclusivity of the property.
I mean, I can understand, but really, ultimately, and to be honest, if anybody's got any room to bitch and complain, it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
That's where Final Fantasy started.
Yeah.
Was on Nintendo.
Well, here's the thing, like, people got to remember Square Enix is a business first. Before they were Square Enix, they were Squaresoft, and then they switched to Square Enix due to some IP changes and stuff like that. That basically made some serious changes in the infrastructure of the company. These people are trying to run a corporation. They're trying to make money. They're trying to push this console or push this game to as many consoles as possible because that's what's going to make them money. And I don't feel sorry for them running a company the way that they see fit. And don't get me wrong, I'm a Final Fantasy fan. I'm going to get the 7 remake and play it. Like, it's going to happen. But, I mean, you can't, you can't expect that Sony's not going to try and push this property to different margins to bring up their revenue. Or not Sony, Square Enix.
And lately, everybody has been trying to, increase the populace of the multi-platform.
Right. Yeah.
And cross-platforming.
Yeah.
So
cross-platform is a big deal. Players want it.
Yeah, and so, I mean, you're gonna end up having games coming out to all systems more frequently as we go closer and closer to full out cross-platform.
Yeah, and I hope. Look, I'm cautiously optimistic in the Sony PlayStation partnership. Taper your expectations. We don't really know what to expect from the jargon that was used in the announcement. I would hope Sony would move forward with cross-platform, partnering with Microsoft. Microsoft makes some sort of deal, hey, yeah, you can use our cloud computing for Microsoft Azure, as long as you guys, push cross-platform for whatever. You know what I mean? Like cross-platform would be a great addition. Like, you know, when I'm playing Destiny on the PlayStation 3, and I can go play it on the Xbox 360 or Xbox One and pick it up right where I left off, like that's cool. And the reason I can do that is because it's a Bungie account that you're making. Like they're using your Bungie account to load in those preferences. You know what I mean?
You know,
So
and
yes,
then
taper
you
your
figure you got the
expectations.
Switch for freaking your mobile, you know, on the go gaming
Right.
on top of it all. So it's
Right.
just
So so
all fronts
yes.
will be covered.
So yes, taper your expectations. But I mean, what's wrong with hoping for what comes out of this? You know what I mean? Like that's what my thing. Like I would hope, that that PlayStation would somehow work with Microsoft in a way to make cross-platform a possibility. And maybe they've already gone through those negotiations and they're in the process of that. I really don't know. But what I do know is that this partnership does open up different avenues. And that's something to look forward to, you know. So,
Definitely.
cautiously optimistic on that front. Um, like I said, the long-awaited remake had people angry due to the fact that Sony couldn't maintain exclusivity. More to come during E3, so we can look forward to that during E3. Um,
So does this mean that they're going to be at E3 even though they don't have a spot at E3? Like, what does this even mean?
here's the thing: like Sony isn't the property driver here. It's Square Enix. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah. True.
And Sony doesn't hold the property to Final Fantasy VII, which is why they couldn't maintain the exclusivity. So I don't think Sony will be there per se, but I do think that Square Enix will be there. Will try to have a presence there to push their game. You know, to make sure that
Yeah.
you know that they're able to advertise and push their side of things. Um, let's see here real quick. I wanted to look at the different news here. That's the headline this week. DLC releases this month. DLC fans or DLC has fans chomping at the bit for Shang Tsung. I'm no different. I want that character so bad. Each combat pack will feature 3 fighter exclusive skins and augments for the character. Are you gonna eventually pick up this game, Irish?
Yeah, I'm hoping worst case scenario for sure when I get my school money, but sad but true, that's not going to be until probably August. So
Whatever, it is what it is. Everybody needs a break. You know,
yeah,
for sure. I'm personally gonna get the DLC. I might just go get the season pass. I mean, it's worth getting everything. I mean, it's probably $60. Just go buy it. It'll come with everything. It's easy, done. You know, done with it.
yeah,
So that's something to look forward to. I want that character so bad. I'm going to at least try and get good with him, and we'll see if he can be a secondary for my tournament play because I do have that tournament coming up in August 17th. So be
heck
sure to check
yeah.
that out, guys. It's the Pacific Northwest online circuit for Mortal Kombat, and there is a prize. There's a $25,000 prize. I could really use
Dude,
that money. Yeah.
right, I got my
Like I'm
hopes
not gonna
up for
lie,
you,
dude.
bro.
I could really turn my life around with that kind of money. So I owe, I have some debt that I gotta get paid off, but it is what it is. It's part of being an adult. So
That's a
um,
motherfucker.
there's a new handheld console called Playdate, and it's a handheld console with a crank on it.
Yeah, it's a pretty silly looking thing. It looks like an old Game Boy, like color almost, but no color.
Did
And like
you look it
mini.
up?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's half the size, like height wise, but twice as wide. Not really twice as wide, but half as much wider. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
pull
don't
up
know,
it. I'm
man.
gonna pull up a still image right now
That is
so
an
people can see this.
interesting looking console, and from what I'm seeing, black and white.
There it is. This is the
$150
Playdate.
console.
So look,
I
the
could not
company, I
pay
can't
that.
remember which company did it. I mean, I'm sure this article mentioned them. It says Panic, Mac and iOS software firm. So they make software for Mac and iOS. And looks like the name of the company is Panic. But basically, this is the idea here. Like Irish was saying here, it looks like a small Game Boy with a crank on it. Now they said, like they came out and said, they were like, hey, look, like, we know this thing is stupid. We know it's not it's not a Switch killer. It's not a Game Boy. We're gonna try and make some stuff with it. That crank on the side is your controller. So, and they're like, we can probably make some pretty cool stuff for this. So we'll see what we can do. So I honestly,
Fishing games.
I want them to say, yeah, I want them to succeed, dude. Like, this idea is dumb and like it's good. Like it's just
They should have
fun.
just used it for power generation.
That's what I said. I was like, you could do some cool stuff, like use that for a wind up, like as you're camping or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then your games would be like preloaded on the thing, or you could get cartridges for it or whatever. You know, with like preloads.
Yeah, it's
You know, like
crank and play, man.
5 game cartridges for like $10. You know what I mean? Be cool, dude. Maybe they can do some pretty cool stuff with it. Like, give them a chance. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, the Playdate. So this isn't a direct quote, but the company said, we know this is weird, but it's something cool, and we thought we could do cool things with it. So, big one here. Apex profits are down 74% over the last 2 months. Now, there's a couple things to remember. Apex was doing really well in its first few quarters. It was making $90 million. $90 plus million. It is still making $24 million. Apex is not doing bad. They're not doing bad. But here's the thing. People did drop off. I'm not sure why people are getting away from Apex. It's a fun game. I honestly love it. But one of the drivers here, and this is what I have for my notes, is lack of content for the Battle Pass. And they said that is a driving factor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good for Respawn on this because they held their ground and they said, "Hey, look, we're gonna release this stuff over the course of the seasons." Sorry, guys. Over the course of seasons, then that's the way we're gonna release content. We're not trying to nickel and dime you guys. This game is free.
Yeah.
We want it to be free as much as it can be. We're gonna make money where we can, though. So profits are down for them, and it's not great. But, I mean, they're not doing bad, so there's some things to remember here. Gosh, I say a lot. Sheesh. Bioware goes silent. So, Bioware goes radio silent over anything that has to do with Anthem. They're pretty quiet over there. There were some talks last year, could Anthem be the nail in the coffin for Bioware? It's not looking good. It's not looking good. They're in a lot of trouble over there. I personally think they're already dead in the water. There's some things to remember when talking about Anthem. And number one, you gotta remember, Anthem was coming off Mass Effect Andromeda. And Mass Effect Andromeda was not received well. It's not that it wasn't received well because it was a bad game. It wasn't received well because it wasn't what people were expecting from Mass Effect Andromeda. And that's what it came down to. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people gave Mass Effect Andromeda a bad name, and a lot of it was unwarranted. Like a lot of the game is actually a lot of fun. I have the strategy guide. I have it for PlayStation. I played it. It was a lot of fun. I beat it.
Oh, yeah, I've got it.
You know,
I
Mass
bought the
Effect
digital
Andromeda
version.
was not received well, and that was coming off Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, which was a killer series. Fast forward, what, 2, 3
You talking to
years
me?
later, and you have Anthem, which is being released, and you have all these bugs with Anthem, and as a result, it's flopping and its player base is dropping off.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 2 games in a row, and most companies don't survive 2 unsuccessful games. And when you talk about problems with development, both with Mass Effect Andromeda, there was problems with development with Anthem, and now they're running into problems with development with the new Dragon Age. I don't think they're gonna be around much longer, dude. Like, I really don't. And I don't think they have the money and clout to pull out of this. BioWare is as good as any other developer. Ubisoft, Neversoft. Neversoft is an example of a great studio that went under because it just lost clout. So, better pick up your shit, dude. You know? You don't have very long to figure it out.
You got to keep people hyped, man. It's a big failing point right now. Is keeping people hyped. I mean, that's honestly the only reason freaking World of Warcraft has lasted as long as it has. Is they've kept the hype up on it.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, it still doesn't have as big of a following as it could, obviously, but
Right,
it's still like huge.
Right, no doubt. I wish Anthem wouldn't have flopped so hard. I wish they just would have fixed it.
It had a lot of potential, that's for dang sure.
Yeah, it did. No doubt. Alright, moving on to E3 predictions. So Irish, we'll start with you. What do you want to see? We'll just take this one by one. There's about 10 predictions we have here. What do you want to see there? What is your hope?
Well, my number one hope, I really hope that PlayStation makes a surprise appearance. Sony, I really hope.
Are you hoping that they're just like mentioned, or do you think that they're actually there?
I'm really hoping that they actually show up. You know, like even if it's alongside Microsoft, whatever. But I'm really hoping that they show up and show out something. You know, because they've got a lot coming, a lot on the line, and they would really be failing themselves, I feel, if they didn't make a show. You know,
Yeah, especially after all the news that just released about them partnering with Microsoft. Maybe that's what they meant. They wouldn't have a gaming presence there, you know, but hardware is still a realistic thing. Like, you know, and I mean, let's not underestimate Sony's ability to market themselves. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and we always know how they like to be some cheeky bastards.
yeah, they're very tongue in cheek about their responses sometimes.
Yeah, very, very sly.
Yeah, no doubt.
And secretive, it is an understatement.
Yeah, no doubt. That's good. Anything else that you wanted to what you really wanted to see there?
I mean, as far as games, I would like to see, you know, some sort of mention of go over of the new Dragon Age. I've always loved the Dragon Age games, so I'm hoping that there's something good there.
And keep in mind, everybody,
I guess Elder Scrolls,
just so we're clear, we haven't been paying attention to the leaks. At least I haven't been personally. So whatever is going to be available at E3, we really don't know right now. We haven't looked at anything. So.
But yeah, new Elder Scrolls would be cool, like an actual RPG, not an online one. That would be fun. Maybe even a new Fallout. Maybe a new Assassin's Creed. I love Assassin's Creed.
For me personally,
there's quite a few.
For me personally, I would like to see something on Elder Scrolls. I think they're far enough along in development to where they could show us the first couple of levels without a bunch of bugs. I feel like if you're gonna build hype for a game like this, you better go all in, like, and build the hype. And apparently, there's like some older grandma that put like 1,000 hours into Skyrim or whatever, and they're gonna like throw her into the game. So
Wow.
that's pretty cool. Like they're gonna like code her into the game. That's right, code. So that's something to look forward to.
That's legit.
I honestly, I'd like to see something
Doing
with like
Pokemon.
another God of War or another. Yeah, I would like to see Pokemon actually Sword and Shield. I would like them to show that off.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
Because they're
Give us a
talking about
good
release
demo.
now. Dude, I'm getting that game. I'm getting.
Oh yeah,
that game.
best
There was
now.
a demo. There's
No,
a demo.
I'm hoping that they get. I'm hoping they give us a demo at the
Oh,
E3.
dude, that would be so sick. Just like a
Right.
sneak peek at the starters and the first gym. That would be so cool, dude. That would be sick. I'm getting it. I'm getting
And
that
I
game.
really hope that they bring back more of the feel from the actual. My PlayStation headset might break up a little bit here. Warning you. But I'm hoping that they bring back more of the feel from the original Pokemon games.
Right.
I like the way those played. I mean, I like the new graphics for sure, but the game style, I hope they go back a little bit.
Yeah, like they did with Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. No doubt.
Yeah,
No doubt.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like freaking the style of Let's Go, but it's different.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that same feel. I mean, you see all the Pokemon running around. You can try and avoid them or fucking catch them. There's no random fucking battles. You know,
There's
so
still RNG, but yeah, you choose which battles you want to partake in for sure.
yeah.
And that's kind
I
of
mean,
it's one of the
that
builds.
takes away the fun. I mean, when you can visibly see the shiny standing there, you know, like, where's the shiny hunting at? When you see this.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta grind on that stuff, dude. Like, you can't just expect to just catch Pokemon after Pokemon and then, like, boom, a shiny shows up. You know? And one of the main complaints with Let's Go was they took out a lot of the competitive aspects of it. You know? And,
Yeah.
I hope they bring that back and they bring back a lot of the competitive stuff in number 2 because there's a lot of ways you can overturn a battle. A lot of different ways. So,
Yeah.
I would like to see some Sword and Shield there. That would be cool.
And I hope they do some cool stuff with the breeding.
Yeah, like an incubator.
Make it a little bit more in. Yeah, make it a little bit more in depth too. Like,
instead of just walking, make you have to go to a daycare and take care of it for a day or whatever. Yeah, something. I don't know.
well, I mean, just as far as like the breeding of Pokemon goes, like mixing and matching your Pokemon, like there's stat changes and what they keep and what they don't. Like,
Right.
I hope they make it a little bit more elaborate.
Right. Exactly. That's kind of where I'm at.
And
with
maybe
it.
even make it to where like you can choose. You know, if you have a certain item, make it to where you can choose fucking, you know, what you're carrying over, what traits you're carrying. Because you figure it's supposed to be like a futuristic Pokemon, you should be able to, you know, control the genetics of your Pokemon, right?
I mean, that would be. I don't know.
For a price.
I don't know.
For a price.
For a price.
Genetic manipulation's not cheap, bruh. I mean, you have to pay how much to make,
Like,
you know,
Pokemon
a stem
have,
cell
like,
baby?
gene splicing in like a genetic code for.
Yeah,
$2.99 real money. I'd be pissed, dude. I'd be like, no, I'm not paying that. I'd be like,
well,
no.
I'm talking in-game currency for sure, but like, you know, even in like just like a certain item, like if you have a specific item that lets you carry over certain stats or
Something.
abilities, whatever.
Yeah, do something. You guys are a game design company. Like, you can figure it out. You know what I mean?
Because that was one thing I always felt was lacking with the Pokemon series was the breeding. It was very basic. Do a lot more with it, I feel.
Yeah. I felt like it was fine in number in gold, because in gold and silver era, because they just introduced it. So it was like, obviously you were going to see some iterations on it, but we haven't seen a lot of iterations now that you mention it on the breeding system.
Yeah,
The
no,
hatching
that's
system
that's one
either.
thing that they haven't really gone over too much. They've just
Yeah, they
kind
haven't
of
really explored a whole lot in depth in that. So,
carried on with the same sheet. If it's
I,
not broken, don't fix it. That's their motto on that one.
I would like to see something on God of War and Spider-Man, or
Yeah.
Spider-Man, whatever, and or. Um, Spider-Man's, I mean, the game was really fun. It was a feel-good game. You know, you were the hero, you were the good guy. The plot was predictable, obviously. God of War was a completely different direction. I understand that. I understand that it was an RPG. It was a different direction in the sense that it was an open-world game. It wasn't linear, whatever. Both games were incredible. You know what I mean? And I want to see a sequel to both of them. I would hope that they would show something now that they've got the first development of the first God of War. They got the framework, for the next God of War. I would hope that it wouldn't take them 5 years and they'd be able to show something at E3 with a close release date.
That'd be nice.
That would be sick. So that's kind of that'll wrap it up for that one. Moving on, prospective releases for exciting games. So, like, what are you excited to see exactly?
Pretty much everything I listed, honestly. Like the number one thing I think I'd be most excited to see would be the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah, we know that's going to be there for sure.
And the Pokemon Sword and Shield. Those are definitely my two biggest.
Yeah, I can agree with both of those, Pokemon Sword and Shield and Final Fantasy VII. I'm pretty excited now that I know it's coming to Xbox One. It's a reason for me to get it. Not that PlayStation's bad or anything like that. It's just I'll be able to play it on my Xbox One. That's pretty cool. So, the other one that I'm really excited for is the Kingdom Hearts DLC that we mentioned or in an earlier episode. We did know that Kingdom Hearts was also going to be E3 due to a news article that we went over. That's, I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan. I'm sure everybody that's watching the show knows it, or if you don't know it, go check out Mixer. Like, like, I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan. That's what I enjoy. That's my game.
Bread and
I
butter,
will
man.
say, my hope is that first, I hope Tetsuya Nomura doesn't get lazy and create loopholes or holes in the story. When you put together a story this elaborate and you believe it and you walk away and then you come back, you tend to forget some of the plot lines that you built. And hopefully by them making another campaign or world or whatever you want to call it, another mission, there's no holes created there. So there were a few holes in the game initially, but it is what it is. It's a video game. Like, it was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. I still play it time to time. So I'm looking forward to that as well. That's something definitely to look forward to, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Moving along, possible game of the year, which is kind of vague, so we're going to skip that. Absolute predictions that aren't being talked about, so I'm pretty sure, I don't know, what are your predictions? I'm pretty sure Gears of War 5 is going to be there. Like, I'm pretty sure nobody's really talked about that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, going back to what I want to see, I would like to see another Star Ocean something on another Star Ocean too.
Yes.
Moving forward.
Even if it's an online Star Ocean, that could be interesting.
Right. Yeah, that would be interesting actually.
Be
We
able to
know.
partner up with your friends and shit to freaking conquer missions.
I'm pretty sure Gears of War 5 and Halo Infinity is going to be there. Like, we can agree on that, right? Those are big games.
Yeah, I mean, I hope. If they're not, well, like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, so...
Call of Duty, I'm hoping they're going to be there, right? They got to
yeah,
be.
I mean, Infinity Ward or whoever has it now.
Treyarch?
Treyarch. That's right. They got to have a stand there, I'm sure.
Gots to.
Really it. Really don't know what else would absolutely be there. I'm hoping we get some new IPs for sure. That's something else I'm looking forward to. Something I would like to see. Pie in the sky predictions. So, what's the wildest thing that you could think of logically happening? What would you want to happen at this E3?
Well.
For me personally,
I would like to see Hideo come out and announce a remake of fucking Final Fantasy IX.
Oh yeah, you a Final Fantasy IX fan?
Oh, big! That's my favorite one, hands down.
That's the one with Squall. No, that's Final Fantasy VIII.
No, that's 8.
Who had
Zidane?
Who had? Oh, Zidane. Zidane was the one in 9. Yeah, see, that's a
Freya,
character that I'm not really
Zidane.
familiar with, so that would actually be pretty cool.
Dude, it's like hands down one of my favorite. It was more cartoony, but the story was fucking awesome. I like what they did with the summoning on it. It was different. You had your Aeon, or no. Was it Aeons? No, it was GS was 8.
In
Eidolons.
13, it's Eidolons.
Eidolons, yeah.
Eidolons,
Yeah, with a EI,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your Eidolon crystals, you had to have those for each character that you wanted to summon
Yeah,
for.
and see, with 9, you had 2 characters that could do summoning, and you don't find out till the end of the story. Spoiler alert.
No, oh man, I was gonna go play it. Never mind. Just go ahead. It's been out for 20 plus years. So.
Right. Yeah, they end up finding out that they're sisters, the 2 summoners.
Oh, okay.
And
you probably put that together through the story anyway.
Finding out towards the end, beginning of disc 3, I think it is. Because the main chick in the story, she ends up washing ashore in Alexandria. Her mother died trying to get her safely away from this land that they were at that was being just destroyed. Right. And so she's one of the last known living summoners of the summoner tribe. And you go through collecting crystals, and with each crystal you get a new summon, yada yada. But you're only able to use certain summons with each one of them. It's pretty fun.
Cool, actually, that sounds pretty sick. I actually have a couple that I wanted to mention for this one. My big one would be, I would like to see a revitalized version of Scalebound come back. I mean, we're talking pie in the sky, right? So I'd like to see Scalebound come back. I don't think it's going to happen, which is unfortunate. But if they were to bring that back with a revised version of the game, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're hunting dragons instead of working with one, or there's a dragon, or you have dragon scale armor, and your objective is to go kill this main dragon, or something. I feel like Skyrim did that really well, and I feel like if the production of Scalebound actually would have been going well, they could have made some money on that game. So that's kind of my big one there. Other pie in the sky prediction. Sounds ridiculous, but it's I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's pie in the sky. Final Fantasy 16. I would like to see something on that, at least like some gameplay or a reveal or something. Just basically something saying, hey, yes, we're working on another Final Fantasy 13 or another Final Fantasy game, iteration 16. And then my other pie in the sky thing would be, in my opinion, I feel Fallout. I don't think we'll be getting a Fallout. But time will
One
tell.
more pie in the sky thinking about it. I would like to see a next-gen version of Breath of Fire on next-gen consoles.
Oh, yeah, that would be really cool, dude, actually.
Like, they could do some crazy shit with that, and the Breath of Fire series
Like what they
always
did
had
with
a
the
good
Lunar
storyline.
remake. Yeah, dude. No doubt. I'm down behind.
Like,
I'm
drop
down
that.
with
I want to see some Unreal Engine up on the freaking Breath of Fire, man.
that. Yeah, no shit, dude. That would be cool, actually. That would be really cool. I'm down with that. Yeah, I'm getting behind that. I want that on my list, too. Possible hardware predictions. So I think we're gonna see something from HTC. I think we're gonna see something wireless Vibe with the wireless Vibe. I know we're gonna see something on Vibe Index, or no, excuse me. The Index VR is what it's called. Index VR, which is something that Steam put out. I mean, honestly, I would be okay with that, and Sony putting out something with their VR headset as well. I would like to see something with the HoloLens. I think augmented reality is taking off with Pokemon, with the way Pokemon Go was, and Minecraft. What is it? Minecraft Real World or whatever.
Yeah, the VR.
I would like to see something with augmented reality there, like some sort of mini HoloLens or like the HoloLens or something. What's your hopes?
I would like to see the what is it? Damn, I just had it too. The Google Now. I would like to see some hardware, some actual like runtime on Google Now.
Is that the Stadia stuff that they're doing?
No, it's supposed to be Google's stab back at the Shadow PC.
I thought that was
Their
Stadia.
version of the Shadow. Yes and no. I'm pretty sure it's Google Now. I went and signed up for the beta program once it releases.
Oh wow, that's cool. They got a beta coming out.
Yeah,
I'll
Google
have to check
Now
this out,
launcher.
man.
I'm pretty sure is what it is. Wait, no. No, that's not it. Where's the freaking...
Oh, and I also played Zelda: A Link to the Past. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. Go ahead. Sorry.
One second, I'm looking this up.
You good?
Because there was a version. I mean, it is Stadia, but there's like the actual. Oh, there we go. That's what it is. I'm getting Google stuff and NVIDIA stuff mixed up. NVIDIA GeForce Now.
Oh, cool.
The one I'm on.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
I'll check
that's
that
the
out.
one I signed
Yeah,
up for
hopefully
the
something
beta. GeForce Now.
That'd be cool, dude.
Yeah, go and sign up on the wait list for sure. And you're talking Mac, PC, or Shield.
That's pretty cool, dude.
So it'll even be compatible with the Shield.
That's pretty cool. Be able to run monstrosities of games off of a little tiny tablet.
Right.
Let's move on to DLC press conference predictions. So this is stuff like Borderlands and stuff like that. What do you expect we'll see some DLC for coming out in E3?
Well, I'd say Destiny, but I'm pretty sure at this point we're going to be looking at a Destiny 3 before we get any more.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm pretty sure we're out of content as far as D2 goes at this point.
Yeah.
And if not, we got to be getting close.
Yeah, I can agree with that for sure. For as much content as they've released, for what you're going to get out of the story, like, you got to...
I mean, I'd really hope that, you know, they would just freaking stick with one and, you know, run with it instead of doing this whole, oh, you got to get Destiny 1 and this is supposed to be a 10-year game. Oh, but guess what? Before that 10 years is up, we're going to go and freaking get you sold onto this game, which makes you restart your character from scratch. Like, I hope they don't go and do something like that again. I hope they let you just transfer the character over, and I hope it's the last one.
They let me transfer my character.
Continuous. Yeah, but you don't get all the shit. Like it's.
Oh, I see
it's
what
just
you're saying.
the character.
Yeah, I'm right. Okay, yeah.
Everything that you worked to freaking get in the previous is just all fucking fucked off and gone. You know, like.
Right.
So it's like, oh, yeah, I spent all those years grinding for what? So I have a leveled character with none of my equipment. That's cool.
I think we'll get some DLC. What? That's a hard question, actually. What do I think we'll get DLC for? It's a hard question, dude. Maybe No Man's Sky. I know they're releasing a patch, but I don't know if we'll get DLC for it. I imagine they'll release some sort of DLC for it this E3, being that they're getting ready to release that big VR patch, or they already have, or whatever it is. I actually really want to try that out. And it hiked the price in the game, too, dude. Like, it went way up. So,
really?
Yeah, like, it's like 34
See,
bucks.
I haven't been... I went and got the digital copy of that. I haven't really gotten very far into it, because, fuck, dude, that is a hard game, like, to really actually get into.
Yeah, No Man's Sky is tough,
like,
actually. It's a survival game. That's what it is.
And I honestly, like, I had really hoped that Destiny was going to be more like that when they were selling us on this whole, you're going to have a ship and da-da-da-da. It's like, okay, well, we got it. We got a little taste of having a ship from No Man's Sky. Is it going to be like that? Oh, hell no. Of course not.
I hope that's what it's going to be like going into Destiny 3, at least. Like, we know what to expect, and Warframe did it really well. Like, copy them. You know what I mean? Like,
straight up.
Do what they did. Now, this is kind of a yes or no question. Do you think Sony will be mentioned on stage? You kind of put your hope out there, but what do you think is going to happen?
So Microsoft's got to say something. Like,
yeah.
Even if Sony doesn't appear, like, they've got to say something.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like with the Microsoft-Sony partnership, you know, we've already explained, you know, obviously there's taper your expectations. No, you know, we don't really know what we're going into with this partnership. But with that said, I mean, you would hope that Microsoft would say something about Sony on the stage. You know, they got to promote that partnership somehow. And E3 is a great stage to do that. So, maybe.
I'm really hoping, man. Fingers are crossed.
I think they will be mentioned to be entirely honest. Nearing the end of our E3 predictions here. Oh, dude, I should have recorded these. I'll go back and record them. I'll go back and watch the episode and record them. Record our answers, see how close we were. Predictions regarding Stadia Tech and what we can expect from Google. What do you think, Irish? I mean, I know we can expect a partnership with Ubisoft because they're doing the Assassin's Creed stuff. But what else do you think we're going to get out of Stadia? This is E3, so we got to talk about Google here.
Well, I mean, I hope they give us a solid demonstration of some A-list games. You know.
Yeah, that was actually
really
the next thing I was going to go over is games. We'll just tackle them as a pair, and I'm kind of behind you on that, man. I hope. I know they're doing their own gaming company studio thing. I don't want that out of them. I want third-party support. I want Bioware to support them. I want Ubisoft to support them. I want Naughty Dog to support them. Is Naughty Dog a thing still? I think they're the ones that developed Crash, right?
Crash,
Yeah.
yes.
And Vicarious did the remake. So, like, I want that third-party support. Like, you're going to have to sell me on why I need to get your system, and IPs ain't going to do it, because I don't know what your IPs are capable of. Now, if you're going to come out to me, if you're going to come out in E3, and you're going to show me these badass games that I know I'm going to love, that's one story. I'll get behind that. You know what I mean? But it's a whole entirely different ball game when you're talking about, you know, IPs that are being released after E3, where you're not going to get a whole lot of press release on it. You're not going to get a whole lot of coverage on it. You're not going to get a whole lot of YouTube videos on it. So, if you're going to release an IP list, it better be now. Like, you better have some stuff ready to show now. You know what I mean? And, like, I hate to say it, but we as gamers are spoiled. We want what we want, and if you don't deliver, we're not going to buy your product. Like, and we want high quality games now. We want games like God of War. We want games like Spider-Man. We want games as a service done right, like Fortnite did it. You know,
and the customer's always right.
The customer's always right. Exactly. So yeah, we're spoiled. You better be able to deliver, Google. You know, like, you better be able to deliver some games. I want that third-party support for Google personally. Like I said, I mentioned that Crash Insanity Collection under a link, that'd be sick. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that would be really, really, really cool. So, any other predictions you wanted to mention, or any games for Stadia that you were going to predict?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to say something that's going to be demanding. You know, I want to see it pushed. So, okay, what's
What, like Elder Scrolls?
like to see,
next Elder Scrolls for it?
that would be nice, or even you know, another Ace Combat. Ninja Gaiden would be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like an Ace Combat or something for it. That would be pretty legit. That's pretty demanding. A Dragon Ball game. That could be fun.
Be cool. That would be cool. Something other than Fighter Z. Something that they do. Excuse me.
I mean, shoot. Tomb Raider game could be interesting. It's usually a pretty demanding game, and
like I said, another Star Ocean, which is kind of something that I wanted to see there, but that would also be pretty demanding. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm getting sick. It's terrible. Let's wrap this thing up.
I just want to see that thing put the Stadia pushed to its limits. I want to see it die. That way I know how far
like I
I
said,
can go.
I'll go back and record all these so that we can see how close we were. I wanted to mention this. So real quick here, I'm going to change the rules for the game. Again, I'll give you guys one quick show here of it. It's the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collector's Edition. It's not super great lighting there, but it is what it is. There it is. If you guys want to win that game, I'm going to change the rules up a little bit. Like and subscribe to the video and ask a question, because we need your questions. We need to answer these questions. We need to get people to ask some questions here. So if you guys got questions for the show, you guys want to know our gamer tags, whatever, ask. You can ask through YouTube on the comments, in the comment section, and then also you can ask on Twitter and Discord and Facebook as well. Irish. Oh, next week. I wanted to go over that next week. Next week we'll actually be going live during E3, so it won't be an exact week. It'll be actually a week from tomorrow, so Monday. We'll be going live when E3 starts, which I believe is June 10th. I'll confirm that, but we'll be actually going live when E3 starts so that we can cover any of the pressing news that comes out for E3. So we'll be extremely vigilant there. I'll kind of talk to Irish, see what we want to do about that. We can set a specific time frame or whatever. I don't know. We'll sit down and talk about it.
Definitely.
But aside from that, my throat's feeling pretty sore, and I want to get some food in me. So get us out of here, Irish. Where can they find you?
Everywhere social, Irish1620, with the exception of Instagram and Facebook, which is Irish1620.gaming.
All right, awesome. And you can find me at BTG Inferno on Twitter. You can also join the Discord server, Broken Controllers. Just go ahead and join through that page there. If you search Broken Controllers on Facebook, that's our Facebook page. So check that out too. You can find me at BTG Inferno on YouTube, of course, and then BTG Inferno on Xbox Live and BTG Inferno 22 on PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Network. So that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Those are our E3 predictions. We're going to try and maintain the length of the shows. Maybe we can kind of continue to go with this length. I don't know. But we're kind of working on some new content and stuff. And like I said, I'm going to crack down on my part here. Like, I want to start releasing videos. I want to start doing reviews. I want to start streaming more. So, like I said, expect more from me, for sure. That's going to do it this week. Irish, it's been a pleasure, man. Thanks as always for showing up. And that's going to do it for Broken Controllers, episode 9, guys. Thanks for showing up. Later.
Later.